Welcome back to the Boondocks Homestead, y'all. I'm glad you're back. And if this is your first time to our channel, I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm going to show you how I make my honey and garlic. And I don't think I have any over here. Let me look. No, yeah, I do. But I put it in the fridge. So I won't be able to show you because it's kind of set up and it's not thawed out. But I do have one over there that is at the house. But anyways, I'm going to show you how to make it, put it together, and how to get it going where it's shelf stable, can sit on the shelf, or you can put it in the refrigerator if you think it's going to be long term. And I do have one over here in the refrigerator, but I like to keep them. I like to be ahead of the game. In other words, just in case, somebody else might need it or something, and then I've got enough. So I used the garlic. Now, also, I take this for any kind of, like, if I feel like I'm getting the flu or a cold or anything like that. Now, if I'm sick to my stomach, I can't do it. Okay, I just can't do it. But I can force it down if I'm not, because I just put it with food and then I swallow it. But it does not taste good. It does not taste good. But it works. It works for me. I don't know if it'll work for you. I can't tell you that it will work for you because I don't know. Everyone's different, okay? So Tim and I will take it if we start getting sick. If we got a cough or sore throat or a cold or, whatever, we'll start taking it. And in the past, since I've been doing this, it does get us through it. Now, that's why I tell you, do your research and all this, because I'm not an expert. And we just started doing a lot of this a few years ago, 3 to 4 years ago. Okay, so we've got some experience in taking it and doing it, but I'm not a doctor, and I don't try to be one, and I always tell you all that I'm not one. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not an herbalist. I'm not anything. I'm just an old country girl out in the woods, okay? I'm just doing what I was taught. So anyways, we're going to use the garlic. Let's get on with this. So this is my garlic that I grew in my garden. I know it's not very big because I got Yancey, y'all, and I went ahead and I picked it. But I should have let it stay a little longer. This is the honey that we buy from the honey guy at our farmer's market. It's amazing. This is a certain kind. I really like the dark, but everyone goes crazy over this. And we bought 2 jars of this, and it's all right, but I'm going to use it now because I got it, but I still like the dark better. So it's really your preference, okay? So what I'm going to do is, normally I did a short on this a long time ago, and normally I would cut these big chunks up, but there's sometimes when I want that big chunk, if I'm really sick. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it all whole, just like that. And I was going to use a smaller jar, but I think, well, let's just see how full this makes it. I don't want it to be over full. This might work. Yeah, I'm going to use the little one. There you go, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to pour the honey on top of it. I tell you, I got some pecan. I was doing pecans on here a while ago because I was making zucchini bread, and I did a video on that. And I got a few pecans. Ooh, got a few pecans on there. Didn't get it off, and it's on my thing, but I really don't think it's going to hurt anything. So you want to cover your honey with, or cover your garlic with the honey. Come on, Chris, get with the program. Just like that. You want to get that all in there real good. And you see it still, after I got it down in there, move that garlic around, it needs more. So we're going to put more. I'm making a mess, ain't I? I don't know. Even if you guys can see, I'm sorry. I think I had that where you couldn't even see. Hold on. Put you up here a little bit. Okay. So, see how that is? That's a lot of garlic in there. So we're going to put some more honey. But I don't want to fill it all the way top. I really don't want to fill it that full, but we're going to. And I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. That's all I'm going to put in there. And I tell you what, this is good for what ails you, as the old timers say. This is good for what ails you. Let me get a towel. I'm just going to wipe this off real good with this. It's sticky. You don't want it to be sticky. Not right off the bat. It's going to get sticky, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. I think I'll just go ahead and use this jar to my honey and put that honey in the other one. I think. No, I better not. I think I'll use a plastic one, y'all. Alright, the only plastic one I got is this pink one. And it's just going to have to work. Now, let me explain this to you. So every day for 2 weeks, you're going to put this in a dark, like inside your cabinet door in the kitchen. I'm going to put mine in the pantry, and I'm going to set my alarm on my phone at 8 o'clock every morning or whatever time every morning, so it goes off and I know to go burp this. You got to do this for 2 weeks, okay? So you're going to undo it. You're not going to take that lid off. Don't take that lid off because you don't want air in here. All right, so you're going to undo it, and you're going to just, till it's loose, and you're going to smell that garlic and that honey, okay? And then you're going to put it back down on it tight, all right? Once a day, you've got to burp it. You have to burp it. I can't stress that enough. You have to burp this once a day. So, and it needs to be in a dark place. Now, before you burp it, you need to turn it upside down and let that, you want all that honey, you want all that garlic to be covered in honey. Okay? So however you got to do it, this is a smaller jar, so I'm going to have to maneuver it a little bit. But in a bigger jar, it's real easy to do. And I probably should have did it in a bigger jar, but that's okay. It'll work just fine in here. Now this one, I'm going to leave set out. I don't mind putting them in the refrigerator. And at first, I was kind of nervous about the botulism and everything because everyone talks about, well, you know, it could create botulism in here, which is a death sentence. You know, you can't, it's food poisoning. You can't do. But then I heard, you know, you hear so many things, but then I heard with the level. And so I tested mine. I have the little litmus strips, and I tested mine, and mine was within range. But I mean, you don't know. You know, you don't know unless you test it. So I went ahead and put mine in the refrigerator. But I would rather it set out on the counter. And it seems like the darker it gets, it's like the more potent, the better it is for me. And like I said, I can't tell you what it's going to do for you or if it's going to work for you or anything else, okay? I can't tell you that because I don't know. And I don't know, you wouldn't want to give this to children under 2 because it's honey, you know? So you got to think about that. And then if you're allergic to honey, you got to think about that. You can't have it. So it's just kind of like, I always just say, I don't mind showing you all the things that we do here out in the boondocks, but you use your own discretion and even contact your physician if you want to and ask them about it. But because I'm not a doctor, I don't know. But this is what we do, and it helps us. But if it didn't, if we took it and it didn't, we would go to the doctor. You know, we try to self-medicate at home, and then if it doesn't work, then we go to the synthetic route, you know, the synthetic route instead of the all-natural route. But we prefer to do everything all natural. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, I think I got that good enough with that honey. And then tomorrow in the morning, I will toss it around in there, and then I'll burp it, and then I'll tighten that back down on. Don't take the lid off. Do not take the lid off. And then I'll tighten that back down, and then I'll put it back in my dark spot. Okay? 2 weeks, 14 days. Do that for 14 days. And then it doesn't matter. You can take the lid off, take you some out, put the lid back on, put it back on the shelf or in the refrigerator, however you want to do it. Like I said, I've got one in the refrigerator over there too. And we eat it out of the refrigerator over there too. I just like to have enough on hand because we take Doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but we take like a clove of it and eat it once or twice a day, depending on how sick we are. Okay. That's just like, I've got my mullein, I've got my dead nettle. I mean, I've got different things, you all. I don't know where my mullein. Oh, yes, I do. I've got 6 jars of this. Now, that's a lot because you don't use a whole lot. You do it 2 to 3 times a day, and I drink tea with this. Now, I had bad cough last year, if you know what I mean, that had it bad 3 times. And I lived on this for about 2 weeks, and it helped me get that stuff out of my lungs. Now, will it help you? I don't know. I don't know. Is it a good thing for you to take? I don't know, because I don't know what kind of medicine you're on. We have to watch with Tim. Like, there's certain herbs that Tim can't take because he's on a blood pressure medicine. All right. So, and he has to be on it. There's things to herbal things to take for blood pressure, and we've tried some of those and it didn't work for him. Okay, so he has to take the synthetic blood pressure medicine to keep his blood pressure down. I mean, it's just he has to. But so if you take medication, you have to listen to me. You have to be careful what you take. Now, I tell everybody to get these books. I have all kinds of books. All kinds. I'm just not going to drag them all down. These are my newest ones. And they're by Nicole Apillion. She's a PhD, The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. And she tells you in here, you know, if you're taking, let me find one. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and look through all this, but I thought her books, maybe it's that other one I have up there, or maybe it is her books and I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. But one of these I read, it tells you if you're on such and such medication or you have heart condition, don't take this, or if you have this or that, don't take. You know, it gives you a heads up. She does have notes in hers, and um and they're good notes, you know, about what to look for and what, you know, if you're allergic to stuff, all kinds of stuff. I don't know, they're really good. This is my newest one, and I really haven't had time to sit down and look at this one. I really want to look at it. But I've got the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies 1 and 2, and she tells you how to identify stuff. She gives you really good pictures. She gives you recipes. She tells you how to take it. But she's PhD. You know, I do not have a PhD in anything, and I'm not going to tell you what to do about anything. I'm just sharing with you what we do. But I would advise that you get these books. You may need them someday. You may need them, okay? And especially the way they're having a hard time getting medicine right now, you know. So I don't know, and I'm not trying to scare y'all. I'm just saying you need to know this old time stuff. Fermenting. I mean, that gives you good gut health. We eat sauerkraut every night. We eat broccoli sprouts a lot, not every night, but a lot. You know, to try to keep, because all these sicknesses and illnesses, they say it starts in your stomach, in your guts, in your immune system. Okay, we got to keep that stuff healthy if we want to feel good. Okay, so that's that. So do your garlic if you want to try it. Do some more research on it. You don't have to listen to everything I say. Go do some research. I'm just sharing. Because I get excited about this kind of stuff, you know. And, you know, if I use something that doesn't work for me, it may work for you. It may not work for me. You know, we just don't know. You just don't know till you try. But I do. We gather up this stuff. I've got my moringa. Oh, hold on a minute. Here's some more of my herbal stuff. Turkey tail mushroom powder. You can drink tea out of this. Research it. Now, I haven't done this yet, but I did gather this up. I dried it, and then I made powder out of it to do my tea. Have not tried it yet because Chris ain't. I don't know why I haven't. I don't know. The whole mushroom thing kind of, but I've got it in case I need it. So, and I will someday, guys. I will. My moringa, I take this. I eat the leaves of my moringa right off the tree. And they say, well, you can't grow moringa in anywhere except this special country. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can't grow it all year round. But my trees, some of my trees get this big. And I've got several trees, okay? And they get big around. And I go strip right before the frost. I'll go strip all the leaves off of it. And then I dry them. And this is what I got, moringa powder. And then I put them in pill form. Go do your research on moringa, okay? You need to do your research on that. I'm not going to go through it all, but this is like, they call this tree the miracle tree, and just, it's got different names. You really need to research moringa, okay? All right. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to let you off here, and I love y'all, and Lord willing, I'll catch you on the next video.